Well, yesterday, the Bank of Canada followed through with market expectations by increasing its trend-setting interest rate, but in a surprise move, signaled that it is ready to pause from these levels. It's one of the first major central banks in the world that have been on a hiking campaign to announce a pause. Let's bring in Francis Horodelski. We were early on the way up, and perhaps we're signaling that other central banks may soon pause as well.
I mean, is it job done? It doesn't look like job done in the U.S., where the economic backdrop remains very strong. In Canada, jobs remain very strong, but around the jobs picture, the economic backdrop is soft. I think Mr. Macklem was talking about 0% economic growth. He sees he doesn't see a deep recession. He sees something that is flattish. So I don't know if it's job done. The inflationary spike is still there. Inflation numbers haven't come down, but they're trending in the right direction.
I wonder if this makes financials a more interesting place to be, and indeed the bank stocks are the best performing sector on the TSX right now, because they waste no time, right? They've already increased their lending rates. And you saw this particularly in the U.S. They're still paying almost nothing on deposits.
Oh, exactly. And actually, just by the way, because you know I like my golden crosses, the ZEB, the bank ETF, just put in an equal weighted ETF for the U.S. bank, the Canadian bank, excuse me, just put in a golden cross. So there you go.
Which is when the 50-day goes above the 200 and is seen as bullish.
It's seen as
I know
bullish.
Things, Francis.
Whether it works or not.
Explain deflation to me.
It tends to work when things are moving in a bull market. I think golden crosses work better than they do in a bear market. Everything works in a bull market, if indeed that's what we're in. So back to the Bank of Canada and the financials, which are responding. I mean, there seemed, and I said this to you, I think, in a text last year. I mean, I got the sense that the Bank of Canada was kind of gloating about the potential pain that Canadians were going to suffer from, whether it's housing prices, whether it's higher mortgage costs, whether it's the higher costs of borrowing generally. And I don't know, it just struck me that why do we have to put people in so much pain to get the economy to weaken? I
mean, Tiff yesterday said that too. Governor Macklem said it's not going to feel good. You know, we're going to have 0% growth. There's a chance of 0% growth. And while that's a victory, if in fact that happens, he was clear it's not going to feel good. But I'm so glad you brought this up, because I've been thinking that too. This is kind of why central banks are unpopular. Because
just from a humanity perspective.
From a humanity perspective, what do they have to do? They have to break the back of wage growth and people getting more money. And I understand
wages have been stagnant, maybe even for decades.
And so I saw someone tweet about, you know, maybe in retrospect, this will be equivalent to the medical practice of bloodletting. Right? Where it's just like you have to introduce pain in order to cure a problem. What else cures inflation? Productivity. Right? That's harder, which is not what exactly. But that's not a central bank's job, I understand. But is there not some role for government or something, some sort of committee on productivity to come together and say, listen, how can we do this? What kind of productivity gains can we make? And I get that that takes longer and is longer to implement.
We've had decades in Canada to get productivity up, and it hasn't happened to the extent that it should.
But I'm just fully there with you. I want you to know.
Just back to the Bank of Canada. If they pause, will we see something similar from Jerome & Co. next week? 25.
Love these nicknames.
25 basis points is built in. The market's at 99%, I think, for a hike next week. 85% last I saw for a second hike at the next meeting. So 50 basis points to go. I don't think they're going to pause before that. They might pause after because he sees his legacy not being the 1970s when they paused or cut too early and then, all the wheels fell off the bus.
I thought this lumber upgrade was interesting with all of this in mind, because it seems like this is exactly what central banks don't want you to think. Because part of the upgrade from Hamir Patel at CIBC on these lumber stocks is that You're seeing a moderation in mortgage rates. And so that's going to stimulate housing demand in the U.S. because they talk about how affordability has started to come back. This is the U.S. Story, and these lumber stocks trade on kind of U.S. housing demand, though they trade on the TSX. What did you make of that?
Well, he also said that earnings expectations for EBITDA expectations since the fall on the street are down 45%. So there'd been a big slash. The group has underperformed by about 7%. And in the U.S., some of the U.S. housing stocks are trading at all-time highs or close enough. So there's a disconnect, and I'm going to leave you with the fact that markets don't look back. They look forward. So what's the second half going to be? What's 2024 going to be? And I think that's where a lot of people are looking.
Before I let you go, done anything interesting in your portfolio lately?
Well, somebody asked you about Homer stocks. I'm going to leave you with Jameson.
The vitamins?
I just figure that the fourth quarter, the December quarter, and the first quarter for Jameson, when you can't get regular over-the-counter medication for a cold or a sore throat like I have, you're going to go to the vitamin aisle. I just think you've got a little bit of a seasonality there for Jameson as well. Golden Cross.
Oh, your favorite. You know what? I'll also say inflation. I've said before, I don't eat as much fruit because it's so expensive and I like to save it for the children, but I'm trying to stay healthy, so I've started taking my prenatal vitamins again.
Oh, there you go. I hope they weren't stale.
No, they're not stale. I think they're still good. I mean, who cares, right? As long as my kids get the good stuff. But Jameson Wellness, nice idea.